What's up, guys? This is Zach. Welcome to another episode of New Angle Sports. I'm here with Addison. And the previous video, you guys saw mine and Kyle's video of our brackets that we did. Today, we're going to go over Addison's bracket. He's feeling pretty lucky, so we're going to just jump right in and see how he did. So Addison, you want to go ahead and go over your bracket with us a little bit? We can start out east if you want to start out east.
Yeah, why not? We'll start with the east.
Okay. Milwaukee, Detroit. Who you got?
I think it's cute that the Pistons made the playoffs, and that's nice.
Okay.
I'm glad for Blake. But I mean, it's the Bucks. It's a hard sweep, 4-0.
Nothing to it?
I don't think there's anything to it at all. No.
Nothing. Okay. All right. What about, we can just skim through this here. Boston, Indiana.
I think Indiana's going to be riding on just sheer will and the size of that set they got running with them. I mean, without Oladipo, I don't think they have a legitimate shot to go very deep.
Yeah.
But they have showed a lot of grit with those young players, and they're just mean. They just want to play. And with Boston having their little lovers' quarrels and Kyrie doing his thing, I think there's plenty of opportunity for them to steal a couple of games away from them. Right. Who knows which Boston shows up?
Yeah.
It's a lot like the Thunder. It's when they play the way they can, they're amazing and nearly unbeatable and clutch. When they don't, it looks like a high school team up there. So it's just which Boston shows up. I think it is the playoffs.
Do you think they get it done?
They'll get it done. They'll get it done in 4-2.
All right. This is another big, probably out of all three of the brackets, there's one series in the first round that is just, we're getting a lot of we're getting a lot of different answers, I guess, on all of our brackets. This is the weird one, I guess, is Philadelphia, Brooklyn. Of course, in my series, I had Brooklyn winning, not Philadelphia. But in this one, you've actually followed with Kyle, and you've got Philadelphia winning. So tell us about that.
I do. Embiid being out the first game is going to be huge. And we know for such a big man, he sure is easy to injure.
Could be more, though, too.
But he gets beat up. He plays down the post hard, and that's about the only way you can stop him is to try and hurt the guy. Brooklyn is just a nasty young team. They really rallied around D'Angelo Russell, and he's doing some amazing things. Ever since that thing he had back with the Lakers, he's been one of the classiest players in the league, in my opinion. And,
that's fair.
I think they're just hungry. You know, they've got nothing to lose being in this. Nobody expected them to be here. Okay. And I think they're gonna give Philly a run for their money on this one.
That's fair. Okay, Toronto, Orlando, you had them at 4-0 sweep. Golden State Clippers, going back to the West, you have them 4-0 sweep. So nothing crazy there. Houston, Utah is another big series. You have them. Go ahead and tell me about that one.
I've got that 4-2 Houston. I think Utah is they're just an impressive team.
Okay.
They're with Gobert as the anchor. That defense is really impressive. Now, granted, Houston's going to be dropping threes from all over. I just think that there's at least 2 games. They're not going to be quite hitting on all cylinders, and the Jazz are just going to be able to shut them down enough and do enough work on the inside and get it done. Okay. They're just hard. They're hard to beat at home. Okay.
Portland, Oklahoma City, you have going the same 6 games, 4-2. Out of the Houston-Utah series and the Portland-Oklahoma City, which one are you looking forward to the most?
Well, as a Thunder fan, you got to look forward to a Portland matchup. I mean, it's
hopefully a Portland beatdown. So
yeah, I mean it's the only team that was going to be a favorable matchup.
Yeah, it's fair. Yeah,
it's we're technically the underdog, but even Vegas has us being the outright winner of that one.
Yeah.
I think it's a fun matchup to watch. The way Dame and Russell go after each other, they're very competitive. They have a respect for each other, but they're just really competitive. They are, and they're going to work for it.
Yeah,
I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. All their games have been entertaining this year.
Yeah.
I think you got to give Dame his credit. He's going to take at least one just because of who he is.
Yeah.
And the Thunder have not shown they can be consistent by any stretch of the imagination. So I think it's going to happen in 6 games. I think Thunder's going to take it and just keep with the recipe they've had. That is, especially without Nurkic.
Yeah, Nurkic. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a huge blow to them without that inside threat on the offense. So Cantor is a turnstile on B. It's weird to even say D in his name, near his name.
I saw something, this is not my quote, but I saw something on Facebook that was like, and this Cantor's finally going to help us win a ring, or help us win a series. So.
Yeah, and that's true. That Collins kid's impressive. That young
Zach Collins.
Yeah,
like Zach Collins. You said
I do. Yeah, he's scrappy. But I don't think if Adams can even have decent numbers in there and really, they're going to have to collapse on him, and that's when it's really going to open up on the outside for Grant and Ferguson.
Well, circling back to a previous video that me and Kyle had made, we talked about which Thunder player, needed to step up in order to get out of a first round exit. Now, in that video, we did not take into the possibility that they could be at the 6th seed instead of the 7th or 8th seed. So now we look kind of dumb, but. My opinion was definitely that Steven Adams needed to be the one that steps up. So I think he has his way in that series. So pretty simple, pretty easy. And then Denver, San Antonio, that was another fun one. You had Denver winning 4-1. That was pretty interesting. I have them going 4-2, but
I don't know what it just seems like. San Antonio's running out of gas. They have some amazing players on their roster. But Denver is just so damn good.
Right.
They're young. They got a lot of energy, and the depth on that team is ridiculous.
Right.
Like I was telling you earlier, when we were just chit-chatting, they could field 2 playoff teams, and the second one would probably be about as good as the Clippers. I mean, it's just they don't even have to shorten their bench for the playoffs. There is not a guy on that team that can't play.
Yeah.
They play at a high level.
Or at least Detroit would be better than Detroit. But
yeah, that's true. Detroit.
the 8th spot in the East. So
yeah, that's the 16th seed.
Yeah,
that's what that is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you count in like possible West teams that could have gotten there, maybe they're like the 19th seed or something.
Yeah, things would look a lot different if they just did 1 through 16 rather than
Okay, so let's just jump back over round 2 now. You got a lot of good games in this one as well too. Milwaukee, Boston. You have them going 7 games. Tell me about that.
I think that's where Boston is going to be. Boston, they got a lot of talent. They're going to be playing hard. Yeah. But I think the Bucks have just been very consistent, and they've been just ruthless all year long. They had their number in the season series.
Right.
And I think it's just going to end up that Boston just run out. They don't have enough left. The chemistry is not there in those gritty late game moments to have those clutch plays. And I think that's where the Bucks are going to take off with it.
Okay. Philadelphia, Toronto. You have Toronto winning 4-1. So tell me about that one as well.
It would not shock me if Embiid goes down again.
Okay.
I mean, we're in playoff basketball where it's
knees of glass.
Yeah, and the competition's even meaner. People are going to be playing that much harder.
Yeah.
I think he's going to get. He's probably going to get taken down again, and I think Kawhi meshed with this team a lot better than anybody thought he was going to, and I think.
And me being one of them as well too.
Yeah, I didn't think it was going to go very well.
I thought it'd be decent, but I didn't know they'd be second in the East. I thought maybe they'd be 4 or 5, but
yeah. You can put him on any team. He's going to be all right.
Stuff.
But yeah, he's insane, and he does it very quietly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's another one kind of like Boston, but I think it's going to get to him. I think Simmons not being able to shoot the J very well is going to catch up with him.
Not be able to shoot past 10 feet, but yeah.
Yeah, right.
Doesn't even want to try.
No kidding. Yeah.
Okay, so before we swing back over to the West, let's keep it in the East for just a second. So something that I found interesting is in Milwaukee, Toronto. How many games do you have them going in Milwaukee, Toronto?
Let's go in 7 games.
7 games. So you have Milwaukee sweeping first round and then having some difficulty second and third round, both rounds going 7 games. So why is that? Why is that a trend? Why do you think that they're going to have tougher? Is Boston and Toronto just that much better than Detroit and they're not prepared for it? Or do you think it's just when it comes down to playoff basketball, it's just a different type of
Well, I mean, that record they have, you cannot deny how good that is.
Yeah.
But it is against East teams. A lot of them.
You're right. That's what I was trying to argue in the James Harden Giannis video as well too. It's the record. Yeah, his record's good, but James Harden in the West. I'm totally interrupting you, by the way. But
no, that's fine.
The record with James Harden making it, he ended with 4th, I guess, but he was 3rd in the West like about a game ago or 2 games ago, whatever. Mm-hmm. That's so much more impressive than probably Milwaukee going to being the first.
So you put the Rockets in the East? Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Then this whole point is moot because Milwaukee becomes Toronto and Toronto becomes the 3rd spot.
It happens a lot when you get these guys coming from the East to the West. Look at LeBron.
Yeah. Look at the people who excelled from going from the West to the East as well too, though. Like Victor Oladipo is a good one. Yeah, he's a great player, but he was not putting up these numbers with the Magic. And then he goes to the Thunder. We've had conversations on the radio where I've listened to the radio and they're saying, well, he's underperforming or he could have gotten better. Do you think they could have gotten more out of the trade with Serge Ibaka and all those guys as well too that they traded away? But the thing is, once he left, he excelled. Maybe it was having to do with Russell Westbrook, and he had a good, mentorship there with him as well. But also, I think a big thing has to do with it is it's in the East, dude.
Yeah, he got used to playing in the West. Went over there and like, oh, okay, this is fine.
No problem.
No, I'm good. I'll stay over here.
All right, that's fair. Okay. Now let's swing it over to the West. Now again, you have Golden State going 7 games after a sweep with Houston, or sweep over the Clippers. You have them going 7 games with Houston. Tell me about that again. What are the problems that they're going to run into?
I think Houston is just so hot right now. I mean, Golden State. I mean, they're the Patriots. You don't bet against them until they give you a reason to, and that's I really would like to. Trust me, I would, but I think Houston's that three is going to fail. They live and die by it, and I think they're going to die by it. But they're very talented, and they're doing some amazing things this year, and they're really hot. But eventually, that juggernaut that is the Golden State Warriors is going to beat them down just like they do everybody else.
Everybody else, yep. And I actually we have the same one with 4-3. Obviously, we both have Golden State going forward, but yeah, I think it's the same thing. I think it's the same issue as last year. Hopefully, it's not the same issue where Chris Paul is injured, but I think that it comes down to you shoot the threes and you can't be clutch. Hopefully, you're clutch. Hopefully, we're all rooting for Houston to be Golden State.
Blow my bracket up.
Blow it away. Blow it away.
Yeah,
Who needs a jersey anyway?
Trust me, I'll be rooting for the Clippers in all 4 of those losses.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, but you're probably right. They're probably getting 4 losses.
Yeah.
So, yeah. All right. Fair enough. All right. And then last couple rounds, Oklahoma City, Denver, and tell me about that one.
Man, as a Thunder fan, it is so hard to pick against them, but I watched all those games.
Yeah, with Denver.
Yeah. The Joker just has Adams' number, and he is my favorite player in the NBA. I love that dude.
Jokic?
Adams.
Steve Adams. Okay.
Yeah, met him. He's a hell of a guy. Super nice, and I love the way he plays. But he cannot do a damn thing about the Joker. He just wrecks shop on him, and I just
can't do about. Yeah,
there's nothing to do about it. They are so energetic. They're so young.
And that's so
they're
weird.
in Westbrook's head. He can't stand them.
Yeah.
And so, and any time that is the case, there's trouble because he gets into that trying to have a one-on-one game, which I think is where the other win's going to come against the Trailblazers. Yeah. Dame's going to take one because he's just that good. Yeah. The other one's going to be when Westbrook tries to duel him for the whole game. Yeah. And I just think Dame is a better shooter than he is, and he's going to lose that matchup.
Damian Lillard. Okay, so again, side note, we're kind of trailing off a little bit here, but we talked about this a minute ago. Like, Damian Lillard needs so much more credit than he deserves.
Oh, yeah.
I'm picking Damian Lillard over Kyrie Irving. I'm picking him over John Wall. I'm picking him over Kemba Walker. I'm picking him over just about Kyle Lowry, just about any point guard in the East. And it's like we don't talk about Damian Lillard that much. I know he got swept. Portland. I know he got swept last year, but like he's probably going to get a first-round exit again this year. I think all 3 of our brackets have Portland losing that series. I probably should have picked him just to kind of be that off guy, but I think Oklahoma City wins. But I'm just saying, like, it's going to be another first round exit for him more than likely. Mm-hmm. But come on, like, eventually somebody's got to go there. And why? Okay, well, we talk about free agent destinations in the future video, but why does he not have any help yet? I know Aldridge didn't want to stay, but it's like if I'm Kevin Durant, if I'm Klay Thompson, if I'm maybe not Kyrie Irving because Damian Lillard is there, but if I'm any good wing shooting guard or whatever, wing guard or power forward center, whatever, Trailblazers should be just as attractive marketplace than any of the other teams, I would imagine, just as far as only talking about roster construction. I know they're a smaller market. They're kind of like a San Antonio, but San Antonio has good stars. Oklahoma City has good stars. Utah has good stars. Charlotte has good stars. So, I mean, Portland...
Well, I think Paul George really changed some things this last year because he showed that a small market can attract a supermax player and get him to stay. Yeah. And I think that's good. I think that gave Toronto a chance to keep a hold. I mean, we're getting off topic here.
No, we can keep going. It's okay.
But it's just showing that they do have a shot. Yeah. There is something special. There's something to provide. I don't know. It's just you kind of forget about the Trailblazers all the time. Yeah. And I don't know why, but it just doesn't have that flash to it.
If I could have a wish list, though, and again, we'll get to this in the future when we get closer to free agency. If I could have a wish list, I would want Kevin Durant in a Portland Trailblazers uniform. How legit would that team be? CJ McCollum, Damian Lillard, Kevin Durant. Okay, maybe you're not as good as the Warriors are at three-point shooting or the Houston Rockets, But that's a legit team.
Yeah.
That's a 2 or 3 seed next year. Again, until somebody knocks off Golden State, they ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
So I don't care if they lose Kevin Durant or not.
I'm just begging for them to get bored. Like, no, I'm tired of looking.
They
at
kind
your
of were
face.
in the
I'm
season.
tired of looking at you. I'm going to go somewhere else and just. But
Yeah.
essentially, we're just ignoring that the Golden State Warriors are here.
Yeah.
We're going to really enjoy these other games, and then it's going to get to the finals, and it's going to be the friggin' Warriors again.
Yeah. I don't know. I just think that I think Portland, if they get Kevin Durant, that would be pretty freaking sweet in my opinion. It's not. He should stay with Golden State. Don't get me wrong. He should stay with Golden State. I know nobody likes to hear that, but you're winning rings. Nobody's stopping you. Just stay where you're at. You're in California. You got good weather. You got good friends around you. Good chemistry.
Just wonder if they're getting bored.
Yeah, they probably are eventually. But if you have to leave, screw the Knicks. Go to the Portland.
Oh God, why would you go to the Knicks?
go to
I'd
Portland.
have to think about a contract for the Knicks if they offered it to me.
Even as a basketball player making millions of dollars, you might have to.
Yeah, they could be like, we'll pay you, pay you $200,000 to come be the towel boy for the Knicks.
Yeah,
what do you think about it?
What are my options?
It's kind of a dumpster fire.
I
don't know.
my family and just like I had to,
I've been there.
I had to go to the DMV. And nah, it's not worth it.
I have to change my license. No, I'll stick with the jack shit I make here.
All right, last series before we get to the finals, Golden State and Denver. Tell me about that one again.
I think that's where the youth of Denver is going to catch up with them.
Okay.
That and the 40-pound hammer that is the Golden State Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
As bored as they are, they're still going to just make it rain all the time, and we're all sick of seeing it. At least I am.
Yeah.
It's never going to stop being impressive what they do.
Yeah.
It's just the amount of talent out there. But that's where I think it'll be interesting. I hope it goes more than 5 games.
Yeah.
I just think Boogie is a legitimate defensive threat against the Joker, just because he's so damn big.
Yeah, he's wide.
And he's mobile. He's
strong.
He is.
Too, strong.
Yeah, it's he's not going to chase him off the line as well, but he doesn't. I mean, it's not that huge of a deal.
You can't guard every single aspect of the game.
You're just going to have to give him something.
Yeah.
And if you're going to have Joker out there shooting threes, fine.
Yeah.
But it's when he gets the ball down in the post and
he passes.
That's the thing. He's the best passing big man in the league.
Yeah, for sure.
I just think that they'll be better off than get Boogie in foul trouble, because who the hell else is going to guard him?
Yeah, that's true.
So then, like we were talking about earlier, they're going to have to come in with a double team with Draymond, and Draymond to stop the bottom of him, and KD to go up top and try to block his hands.
Yeah, or passing lanes.
Yeah, they'll have to pick up a fan and swing it at him. I don't know, but I just feel like, again, it's a dead horse. We're just going to keep on beating. It's the Warriors. I mean, I think the youth of the Nuggets is going to catch up with them.
Yeah.
They're going to be a little starstruck, like, oh shit, we're in the Western Conference playoffs. There's the Warriors over there that we got to look at for at least 4 games.
At least 4 games, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We both have them going to 5 and Golden State winning. So
yeah, I think they will get 1 on just moxie, on just pure balls. I think they'll get it, but it is what it is.
It is what it is,
and they are who they are, and here comes the Warriors again.
Very good analysis. I like it. All right, and then the championship game, the game we're all here for.
Mm-hmm.
You have Golden State, Toronto. I have Golden State, Milwaukee, but you have them at 4-2. Tell me why. Why do you think they're? I have them winning no games. I think Golden State has a tougher time with Houston than they will with Denver or Toronto. But tell me why, or I'm sorry, Milwaukee in my bracket. But tell me why they get 2 games against Golden State.
Honestly, I'm hoping they're just by that time they're just getting a little tired and they're getting
Golden
a little beat up. Yeah,
Okay.
with because I'd like them to go 7 with Houston, and I think that's going to tire the shit out of them because they're going to be chasing those dudes everywhere.
Maybe that's why Denver gets their 1 win.
That's a good point.
Okay.
You read into how intelligent I am even when I couldn't. And I think
you were Shaq, I was Kobe there.
Oh yeah,
Kobe
nailed it.
Finishing the game.
Gold bond, medicated powder. Believe the hype.
Believe the hype.
So I think with that Denver, I'm not saying those are going to be blowout games.
Yeah.
Those 4 wins. I think they're all going to be fairly close. I mean, it's probably going to be 1 blowout.
Yeah.
That just happens.
Yeah.
Steph will be able to shoot in from the bench, and it's just going to go down.
It just goes in. Yeah.
But I don't think that either of those second 2 series with the Warriors are going to be easy physically. It's going wins are wins, but the toll it's going to take on their bodies, their chemistry after a while. because we know there's cracks in it.
There are a lot of cracks.
Yeah, they're held together with duct tape and baling wire right now.
Yeah.
But it's still the Warriors.
Yeah.
They don't have to get along that well to win.
Yeah.
So that's why I think Toronto, because they're such a cohesive unit. Kawhi is such a good leader with what he does, not maybe what he says, but just I think they're a very good unit, and that city, everything is behind him.
Yeah, it's true. The whole country is behind him.
And once it gets there, everybody wants whoever is on the other side of it. That's who you're rooting for.
Yeah, Raptors or Bucks.
Yeah, I don't care.
Or the Detroit Pistons. You never know.
I don't give a good goddamn who it is.
Somebody.
Yeah, somebody. Okay. Somebody beat them. I don't care. I'm tired of looking at them.
Yeah, I got
you. I think that's where they'll be able to get the 2 games. And like I said before, I would love to be so wrong about this whole thing. Go Clippers.
Go Clippers.
Go Clips, man.
We believe.
Yeah, take them down. Take them down.
It's ironic because it's the Golden State Warriors. So again, but yeah, no, I got you.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah.
I got you. All right, guys. So that is Addison's bracket. He's got some crazy wrong picks in this one, but we'll go over it anyways, like we did. So, Addison, any last thoughts? Any closing thoughts that you have about your bracket? Or do you think that?
No, I just hope it's really wrong.
You hope it's really wrong.
I hope that top left of that thing is so wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, you want a jersey?
I want a jersey.
I'll probably have to jump in on the bed just so I can hang on the wall.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah. Or really, I'll jump in on the bed just so I can pay for half of somebody's jersey.
Half of somebody's jersey.
Yeah, it'd be a lot of fun.
Hey, you're so funny, bro. All right, guys. So just to recap again, what we're going to do is for this tournament, basically each series that we get correct. So, for example, we're going back to Golden State, the Clippers. If we guess that Golden State wins correctly if you guess correctly that Golden State wins, you get 1 point. However, if you guess that they are correct and in the same amount of games, so it's 4-0 and you guessed that correctly, you now have 2 points for that series. So basically, at the end of it, we are going to add up everybody's points and see who's done what. And then essentially the winner gets a free jersey up to a certain amount of limit of like $135 or whatever. But a jersey of their choice.
Very specific.
Yeah, I don't know, give too much detail, I guess.
Yeah, you are. I don't know why
nobody cares. Nobody cares.
Don't cut it out of the video though, because you look stupid.
Yeah, I look stupid. I look stupid because we're talking about it.
No, please go on.
Yeah. Okay. Anyways, guys, so that's pretty much it. Let us know in the comments what bracket looks the best. Playoffs do start tomorrow at 1 o'clock, right? Or when does it start tomorrow?
It's early, yeah.
Yeah, it's early. Yeah, there's 4 games tomorrow, 4 games Sunday. And also, last video I talked about how we would try to review or try to give a recap of every video. I do not think that's possible for us to recap every single video, just because Game of Thrones is back on and some other stuff is on.
Yeah, and we say a lot of stupid shit in a very short amount of time.
You don't want to hear all that.
That's a lot to recap.
That's a lot to recap, yeah. Because half of it would just be,
I don't
chit chat.
Yeah, I don't want to listen to you talk that much.
Yeah.
We've done as much time on the video just doing this as we do on the.
We have probably. We're pretty far in right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys. So that's pretty much it. Again, remember to like, comment, subscribe. This is Addison Howell. I'm Zach, and this is New Angle Sports Talk. Let us know how we did. Tell your friends. Tell your mom. Write us a postcard.
How'd your kids? How'd your wife?
Yeah. See you guys.
See ya.